Come on now. You already know what this is. First things first. God did this. Don't get mad with us.
Mhm.
I'm your humble host, your man, your myth, your legend, Eric Knight. And we got the one man and the only man that can check into the Heartbreak Hotel, and that's the Heartbreak Prince himself. Look, man, Saturday night's main event. I ain't even gonna cap. This was probably the best Saturday night's main event that we have had this whole year. And we have covered every single one this year. And if you go back to the archives, if you go into our playlist, you'll see. Look, I'm not too upset about this. Few things we're going to talk about in a little bit. But let's go ahead and talk about the first match. And come on, we gotta talk about the ruler. Ooh,
Ooh.
Oba Femi, man, and Cody wrote, man. Look, I ain't gonna lie, man. Look, I texted my man. Y'all know J Movie Mania. We've had him on the show plenty of times before. Had him. I texted him. I said, "Look, man, the chance they going crazy. They are going crazy." And man, I ain't gonna lie. Harbor Prince, I know you got the same thing I got when we seen Open. Those damn rock. Man, Oba. Man, shout out to my man,
Zach.
Zach. Come on, man. What's today? National Cocoa Day and National Cream Cheese Frosting Day. That's crazy. That's insane.
Okay.
That's insane,
Okay.
man. As
Zach
always,
always with
Zach,
the fire.
man, come on.
What up,
Always
Zach?
giving us that national
Appreciate you.
holiday. Always appreciate you, Zach. Look, man, Oba coming out, man. Look, that was special. Special. Even on SmackDown last night, I mean, that man killed it. But I mean, tonight, come on. You dun, dun, dun.
You always gotta put the da-na-na.
Man, there's some horns, man. They just man, I loved everything about this, man. He said, "Oba, Oba."
Oh,
Man, they went crazy. I loved everything about this, man. Oba came out, looked
yeah.
strong, looked great. Cody, honestly, I'm surprised Cody got the amount of offense that he did. I ain't expect them to get too much offense in this match, but this was still a great match, and it ended the way I had figured it was going to end. DQ, well, not even a DQ, really. Interference. Drew McIntyre, coming in, interfering with the whole match. But I still love what they did. Made Over look strong. You still kept Cody looking strong. Love the whole thing about it. Heartbreak Prince, what are your thoughts, man? What you think?
Man, this was the banger way to begin Saturday night's main event. Uh, I, I am so glad that we got to see Oba on the stage that we got to see him on tonight. If you watch the show, and I know many people may not be, uh, fans or either watch NXT or whatever, but we talk about Oba Femi, Oba Fear Me, the ruler all the time. And, to be able to see him in the ring with Cody Rhodes perform the way he did. And what I appreciated the most about it was the fact that when he came out, the support that was there for him from the crowd in DC. I noticed when Cody was coming out, there was a Oba Femi sign like that was prominent right there in front of him with the ruler with this was just stanced up with the title.
I've
And
seen that.
and I was like, this is dope. And so I'm like, man, I just hope that when Oba comes out, the crowd gives him a pop, that they understand it's, the chant that it's Oba, Oba, and
Oh,
then and then the ooh, like,
they
and
did, yeah,
man,
man.
the
It
lights
got louder
go, the
every
green,
time.
yes, the green shine is going all over the place, and out comes the ruler, and I hear it. I hear the rumblings, and I hear the Oba, and I know Oba had to feel good, to come out there. That place was packed. It's John Cena's, last night, final time wrestling in a WWE ring, and so like the attention is there, not just the crowd, but around the world, like all wrestling fans, that are tuning into this, even people that aren't wrestling fans, but like John Cena and understand that this is what he did prior to becoming, the big movie star that he is and all of that type of stuff. So this platform was great for somebody like like Obafemi to be introduced to the WWE main roster and world stage. And so I was so excited for him. I was so hyped for Oba. And then the match itself, for it to deliver the way that it did, just absolutely phenomenal. Love the way that Cody was selling the moves of from Obafemi, the Irish curse backbreaker, like just phenomenal. And then Drew McIntyre sold for Oba as well with the slam. I mean, it went flawlessly. It went perfect. And what made it great was you got this sense that Triple H, will respect what Oba has built up through NXT and Shawn Michaels, and the way they've kind of built his character up, and they allowed him to be this dominant force. And it really showed that Oba could be in this spot, like right here. And then even the commentators putting Oba over and talking about how, he's the next big thing, and how the future of wrestling, when Javon Evans came out later on and had his match, he was talking about like the future of wrestling, like the future is now. Like these guys coming up can main event and be in the WWE and carry it for the next 15 years, I believe, is what Corey Graves had said in commentary. And so I think it's great. I'm over the moon for Oba. Great beginning to the show. The energy was there. It was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. The only thing it was missing was Booker T on the commentary. I just wanted to hear it. Oh yes, man. No bread, no water, just me. That's all I needed there. Just put it over. But no, it was great stuff, man. That was a great beginning match. And of course, we knew that, like, or at least had a feeling, there was no way that Kobe, if I call him Kobe one more time, Cody was going to pin Obafemi or fit Obafemi pinning Cody. And so, you kind of had a feeling it was going to end in some type of interference. And of course, Drew McIntyre. And just being able to see Drew McIntyre is always a treat. I really enjoy Drew, even in the John Cena package, the way he was so just reluctant to give you any with John Cena. Just great stuff from everybody that was involved tonight. Outstanding.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. Like, I loved how they actually, just like he was saying earlier, loved how they actually told all the accolades of Obafemi, how he was a North American champion, won the NXT, the deadline match. I was like, come on, that's how you build them up. This is what we're doing correctly. Now y'all are doing the right stuff. This was a PLE the first match to start off. I was like, this is the quality that we're talking about, that we want to see.
Yeah, and Oba showed up and showed out, man. Like I'm so happy for him and what this could mean. And they kept talking about, him being like, you put on the main roster. They mentioned that multiple times. So, I'm sure after this performance tonight, there's no way Triple H's eyes, can't be open to what he has, the potential he has coming in, in an Obafemi.
Yeah, like the just the natural, the organic. It's like, come on, you can't sit there and say
No,
this is somebody that's about to be in cater. Nah,
no, man.
hell
The
no.
crowd is
This,
behind that dude.
come on.
No.
And it don't matter when you heard the promo, he did that. When he came out, he did that. When he was in the ring and he wrestled that damn match with Cody, he did that. He delivered.
Yeah.
So
the crowd was involved the entire time. They were on Oba's side. Like you just kept hearing them go, Ooh, like
Oh,
everything he was doing. I mean, yeah, yeah. And they tried to chant for Cody a little bit too. They did give Cody a chant in there, but they kept
and
switching back
one,
to the ruler. They couldn't.
yeah, to the
Yeah,
rule, like yeah,
the aura was just. It was real. It was real, man. It was nothing they could do, man. They had to.
they had to, man. I said, man, this man is completely undeniable. Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
but let's talk about this next match. And look, honestly, I ain't gonna lie, Heartbreak Prince. You had a lot of your stars really popped out tonight,
Yes, sir.
man.
Yes,
They
sir.
popped out.
Yes, sir.
They popped
Go
out,
ahead and
man.
put her up there.
Let's talk about it, man.
There goes
So, Rook.
my baby.
Ah! So
uh,
Ruka going up against Bailey, and this was another banger. I said, man, Soul is killing this. Of course, first thing, loved seeing, first of all, Bailey, 100%. Love to see the fact that she is out here getting that younger talent over. I feel like she's been doing that for the last year now. And I feel like she's been doing an amazing job, especially with Lyra Valkyria. Then, just seeing what she just did with Soul. But again, man, I will say this. When Soul Ruka came out, I said, okay. And then it said, being accompanied by
I know. I thought about you immediately.
Zarya. I said, come on, man. I said, not Zarya. Now, look, again, Zarya, I love you. I love everything you do in the ring. I one of y'all got to turn. I mean, this wasn't the night for it. I knew that wasn't gonna happen. But remember, y'all was beefing last week, this week. Now we buddy again. All right, all right. Look, keep playing with me, Sean. I be telling you, this is my one problem. It's my one issue now. I ain't gonna have too many issues, but this is my one. But with Zarya, hey, I'm gonna leave it alone. I don't care about that. The match alone itself over deliver. Soul showed out. Really showed out. And you know what, Harper? I'm gonna just let you talk about the rest of this because this is your time to shine to talk about one of your favorites in the division right now.
Yeah, man. Soul Ruka, man. Soul Ruka. I love this lady. I just think she's a phenomenal talent. And if you think I'm lying, then your eyes should have witnessed it, it for itself tonight. I mean, seeing Soul Ruka perform the way that she did, the acrobatics, the showmanship, like all of it was there. And Bailey did a phenomenal job in this match, putting her over. And I mean, I want to give Bailey her flowers too, for not being selfish or just kind of pushing this young talent forward. And so but Soul Ruka was in the ring, going toe to toe with Bailey. She handled it well. She delivered, man. I just it was so many good spots. From the backflip, from inside the ring out over the top rope to the outside of the ring, the DDT from off the top rope, just different little just I don't want to say it like just I don't say revolutionary. It just different little twists to things that she was doing, just different style. Like I just loved it, and it was great to have. Like this is one of those like Saturday Night's Main Events was one of those shows where the WWE really did step into a good spot. Like they put on a good show. Like we've seen many of their big PLEs that they hype up just be just bleh. But this actually, for it to be a Saturday Night's Main Event was very much PLE quality. And like every performer, they did, just a phenomenal job. The show was entertaining all the way through. And that's something that I hope the WWE can get back to and continue doing is delivering these banger shows because they have the talent. We talk about this all the time. They have the talent, and for them to be able to let them, let the talent ride the way they did tonight, I mean, just phenomenal. But of course, Soul Ruka and the Soul Snatcher. I mean, I talk about that all the time. I love that move. Every time she does it, it's just amazing. And just hands down, just a phenomenal. And what I liked about it even more is the fact that it was women in the ring doing this. Because for those who are just tuning in to like a WWE product that may not watch WWE, because of course, back in my time of WWE, the women they weren't what they were or weren't what they are now, as far as performers in the ring. Nothing against the old styles, just the way that they were booked back then. It was more so just eye candy. They would be putting these weird matches where they'd be all in mud and just crazy stuff that they were doing with the women back then.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, so to see now for a little, 10, 12-year-old girl, 8-year-old girl, whatever, to be able to turn on television and see women perform this way and be showcased this way. I'm so happy for them. I'm so happy for what, how far how far along the women's division has come and how they gave them the time to be able to put on a show the way that they did. And so that was something that kept ringing in my head tonight as I was watching that match. Is like, this is great for women's wrestling, for people that may not watch the product all the time, but their eyes are on it tonight because of John Cena, to see where the women's division and women's wrestling is in the current time frame of wrestling. So here in 2025, so it's just great. It was great stuff. I mean, I those women did a phenomenal job. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man. They over delivered. I think, especially with Soul, man. I was like, this is what you show. And you can tell, like, from the moves she was doing, the crowd was like, oh my
My
God.
God. Oh yeah, you could
Oh,
tell. Yeah. 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 She was killing it. Like I said, she was just very creative. Her moves, everything she was doing was
very
just very creative.
unorthodox. Very
Very much
unorthodox.
unorthodox. It was great stuff. They did like I said, they did a phenomenal job, man. They really did.
Yeah.
The only miss, if I have to pick something to kind of have a gripe, was that I was hoping that they would continue like a story, like set up another story, and I was hoping that this would be the night and the time that we would see Zarya actually turn on Soul. Like, I figured like maybe Soul hits a Soul Snatcher, she's getting ready to pin Becky, and all of a sudden Zarya snatches her out the ring and starts beating on her and all that kind of stuff. Because I thought like this would be great, a great opportunity
For a
to kind of
moment.
start
Yeah.
another moment and another story. Because they had kind of
And you're
hinted at
introducing
another
yeah,
a
I see
whole
what you're saying.
and they had hinted at Zarya and Soul have had a rocky relationship over the past couple of weeks or whatever. And so I'm like, oh, see, they bringing it up, so something's getting ready to happen. And at the end, or even at the end when it was like raising hands, I was thinking Zarya was getting ready to just
That
clothesline and just start giving her a beat down, but it just didn't happen. So I was like, all right, I was like, well, I would like to have seen something like that, just because I love to see stories being made within a show. But hey, look, we didn't get it. It's cool. Yo, what up, BJ?
BJ, what's
Hey,
going on,
BJ, I
man?
appreciate you. Thanks for filling in for me on nighttime. And y'all did one hell of a job, bang up job. I know you've been asking to be on the show, and you got your opportunity to, and you killed it, man. So thank you.
Yeah, man. Always, man. Appreciate you as always, BJ. That's my
Yeah,
guy, man. My
yeah.
guy, BJ.
Yeah, BJ did well. I loved his analogy of of the short you put out when he's talking about going to restaurants and how wrestling serves us
Oh,
that way. Giving you the
yeah.
appetizer, then you get your entree, and then you get your dessert. That's what this was tonight here on Saturday Night's Main Event. We got an appetizer, we got the entree, and we even got the dessert, and everything was magnifique.
Magnifique. Man, but because, and it's so crazy because they even added a few extra things tonight. I said, you know what? Y'all, I like how they acknowledged. There was a lot of things that was acknowledged tonight. Um,
Acknowledge me.
Acknowledge me. The fact that he was the last one, I said, man, you got to end it off with the OTC. I get it. I get it. But what I loved about it, man, what they did, uh, first of all, with the Miz and everything with that whole situation, and then having our truth coming out, introducing Joe Hendry, I said, hmm,
Sick.
hey, look, the Birdman, hey,
Sick.
we're going crazy. I said, this is how you introduce the new stars. And I
This
said,
is how
John,
you do it.
you're doing God's work right now.
Yep.
I said,
Yep.
if this is what you wanted, I like what you did. You brought in a lot of new talent
You
and
did.
really showcased them the right way. Man, John, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. 100%. Hey.
Hey, it's too much. You give me too much credit. I'm
Never
just a
too
guy.
much, never too. No, it's like,
Never too much. Hey, don't. Hey, wait. Let's not start wilding already.
but
A
yeah, man, I
thousand
love.
kisses.
Hey, you.
Never too much.
Oh man, but yeah, I love what they did with that segment there, and we're gonna talk about even when John Cena came out because I ain't even gonna lie, the memories from that whole entrance, we're gonna talk about that in a little bit. But let's legitimately talk about this next match because if you want to
That's
talk
your
about a
boy.
banger, if you want to talk about something that was just from
Nasty.
start to finish going crazy, come on, come on, man. Come on, man. You see who it is. The young OG, the youngest in charge, going up against AJ Styles, okay? And Dragon Lee. Honestly, come on. OG, Big Rob. I gotta swing him a text or something. I gotta let him look. Your son again delivered, over delivered. Shine bright like a diamond. And I ain't talking Rihanna. This
Rihanna.
was amazing.
And
I said, start, man, come on. Soon as the match starts, super kick. I said, come on, ran above the ropes. I said,
yeah,
man, y'all going crazy. Leon Slater going above from the corner ring post. I said,
them
man,
boys
y'all. I
bad.
said, this is how you do it right here. You started off going crazy, boy.
Them boys bad.
I was so proud of these men, right? Man, I was proud of them. I said, this is what you call black excellence right here. I said, I love to see it right here. These two young guys, man, 21, 21.
21.
Come on, man. You seen what they was doing up in that ring. They killed that. Honestly, AJ Styles, of course, doing this thing. Hey, I like to see what you said right there, BJ. 100%. Come on. I I wouldn't be mad about it for a little minute. I would not. I would not. But we don't want to keep them as a tag team, if anything. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if they ever broke up, my money would be on Javon to turn on Leon. I ain't gonna cap. I ain't gonna cap. That'd be the one. I already know. I see it in his eyes. That New York in him. See that? OG, come on now. You taught him well. You taught him well. That New York state of mind. I'm proud of y'all. Man, this was great. I loved it though. Love the spots. I ain't gonna lie. I was a little worried about AJ Styles. Kind of got himself revved up to hit that phenomenal forearm. Low key slipped up, but I like how they did it. Played it off smart. Again, this is a veteran we talking about in the game. Did his thing, recovered. They still finished off the match strong. Still finished off the match again as a banger. That was man, that thing happened so fast, and they recovered, did everything else. People didn't even. It took a while for people to realize that was even just AJ Styles slipping up, and it probably wasn't even part of a slip up. The way how they even had that match, really a lot of stiff wrestling. I was like, oh, y'all boys really out here hitting hard. Pause. This was great. I loved it, man. What were your thoughts, man? What you think?
Yeah, I hate to say this, but I feel like how you're watching a game and he's like it's the fourth quarter, 5 seconds left on the clock. You're about to kick a field goal, and the kicker's been automatic, whole season long. And the announcers say, so and so has been automatic all year from this range. He's never missed it. And then as soon as he kicks the ball, it's a miss. And it's like,
It's a mess.
why did you? So I'm sitting here and I swear to you, I'm sitting here and it goes across my mind. I said, man, you know what's amazing to me? The fact, because I knew the phenomenal forearm was coming just based on the way everything was shaping up, with AJ being on the outside of the ring, hitting him with the forearm, then he pulls it. But in my head, I immediately started thinking, for as much as he does this move right here, I have never once seen him slip and fall. I swear to you, that is the thought that went across my mind. And by the time that thought finished, I saw my man hit the top rope and go down. I'm going down. But hey, the way he hit that mat, I was like, hey, is he okay? Because I couldn't tell if he was out. Like if he had blown a kneecap, like it was crazy, you know, the way that it happened. But the flip around, the turnaround, the veteran you know,
that wrestling
twist,
IQ.
yes, the wrestling IQ, the you know, the in-ring you know, acumen. But it was awesome because, like I said, like Leon Slater just rebounded from that. Like, all right, well, we're gonna go into the, you know, to the Styles Clash. You know, he goes, hits a move that gets the reverse, right into a Styles Clash, and bam, 1, 2, 3. You know, it's just great. And you know, that's, you talk about 21-year-olds, you know, like, you know what I mean? And for them to be able to pick that up and just be like, hey, look, okay, we have to call an audible on the fly here, and then do it the way they did it, phenomenal. Because it really did mask what happened. As far as you like, okay, was that a mistake, or you know, was it meant to end this way? Like, yeah, was that part of the match? Because you know, it was so clean the way after they did that. But yeah, no, I'm just glad AJ Styles was at least okay, or at least appeared to be okay, because my heart fell for him when I saw him, you know, go down off of that top rope. And I know, you know, he's already been having a few little injuries biting him as of late. And so yeah, but as far as the match itself, the crowd spoke to you when they told you, you know, this is awesome. They were chanting at the entire match. I mean, so Leon Slater, Javon Evans, phenomenal. And then you put him in the ring with AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, who can go. That's a match made in heaven for them, because they're all super athletes, super, you know, just, you know, athletic with their move sets and abilities and high flying jumps and all that kind of stuff. That 450 splash, that swan, I don't know what it is. It's swan time, 450, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out in my head, how does he have the time to do this? Like, I know Javon can jump out of a ring. I know your boy Montez Ford leaps for days. But this Leon Slater kid is legit. I mean, the way that move starts out, I'm like, there's no way you have enough time to get the 450 in. I mean, it looked like when he leapt off the top rope, my man was just sitting like this in the air for like 2 to 3 seconds. Like,
all right, I'm flip.
Okay, now it's time to flip. And, I mean, and then the impact was devastating. I said, oh my gosh, I think he cracked a rib, because that's what it looked like when he hit AJ Styles with that 450 splash. I mean, there's no protecting yourself from that. It's like my boy Bronson Tsunami Reed when he coming off the top rope. His arms are doing this. That's incoming. That's pain. Incoming. And you know, ain't no protecting yourself from that. You're gonna feel every bit of that. But yeah, no, that match just phenomenal. Like I said, this was one of the best Saturday Night's Main Events that, you know, I have seen since they've been doing it. Also, shout out to Jesse the Body Ventura. He ain't been back since he couldn't get over the fact that they walked out of the cage. They made sure they didn't invite my man back. I'm noticing that. I'm gonna call you out for that, WWE, because I know that's what you did. you ain't brought that man back. You got Stephanie out here, because Jesse the Body Ventura called. He even called out what's my man name? The announcer.
Michael, Joe Tessitore.
Joe Tess. He even called Joe Tess out. Joe Tess was like, when we were sitting down this morning over a cup of coffee, I didn't have coffee with you. I don't even drink coffee. I'm like, oh, come on, you messing it up. You don't just walk out of a cage. Who walks out of? Yeah, he ain't been back since. But no, this Saturday Night's Main Event was just phenomenal. You know, like I said, Javon Evans and them. Like I just, wrestling, WWE is in really good shape. If they could just really capitalize on the talent that they have coming up from NXT. When you talk about the women's division has been a banger for years in NXT. Like the women's division in WWE, just period, is the best on the planet. But you know, with the talent that they have in Obafemi, Javon Evans, Leon Slater, eventually Joe Hendry's already making his rounds. But WWE is in really good shape. It's just a matter of them being able to just book these wrestlers just on a consistent basis and just have these quality type matches like they did tonight. If they could do that on a consistent basis, you talk about stock prices, you talk about gate, talk about the gate,
The gates
how you
and how
pay
you pay them.
it. You talk about the gate. Hey, you can demand these crazy wow prices because you delivering a product like this. And just even tonight, just all the stars you saw that they were showcasing, even though it started to become a little, I hate to see it a little bit because it does make wrestling start to feel like a gentleman's club type of thing where you got all of these well-to-do people out there, and it's like, man, sometimes I feel like we're leaving out the wrestling fan, but it's these types of eyes are on it. You got basketball stars, you got actors, all that kind of stuff, and
Metro
so WWE
Boom,
Metro
one of the
Boomin,
best producers
artists.
out
Yep,
there.
yep. So yeah, I mean they're in a good position. I just hope that they can continue delivering these types of shows. This is what we're asking for as fans. These types of shows where they're entertaining all the way through. And they're not just like I'm watching to get through it. Like I just want to see a specific match because the rest of the card is trash or anything. Like they had nothing but banger matches all the way through.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah,
I
they
know.
did.
I know I'm long-winded tonight. I'm hype about the
No,
show.
no. You good. You good. You are 100% good. Because again, this was a really good show. I kept saying, I said, this is a good show. I was like, it took us this long to get this.
To get a
I
good show
said,
like
look
this.
at
This is a
this.
good show. And,
And
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 think
the
about
guys
it.
from NXT.
And that's what I was going to say. I was about to say that, E. Think about it. They put on a show like this, and he did not have to rely on the same old names. Like, they didn't have to bring a Roman Reigns out. They, nothing against any of these people because it's the tribal chief. I'm acknowledge him. I'm just saying, like, we talk about this all the time. WWE's playbook is we don't really have anything going. Let's just bring out these names because we can live and survive off of the names that we've built here. They didn't have to bring out the CM Punks. They didn't have to have the Seth Rollins. They didn't have to have your KOs, your Randy Orton. Like they literally had showcased young up and coming talent tonight, and it was a banger show. Not like I said, yeah, you can have Cody in here, and I understand Cena, but look at Cena even going against a Gunther. I know Gunther's been in the WWE for a little bit, but he's still like newer to the roster. He's still a fresher face than what we generally see WWE rely on. As an example, look at what they're getting ready to do for WrestleMania. Don't really have anything developed with any of the new talent, so you bringing back your old heads again. Your Roman Reigns, your Brock Lesnar's, CM Punks. This is what we talk about when Paul Heyman says, "What's the name of Braun Breaker is going to main event 45 and 46 and 47," because this is what WWE does. They use the same person or same talents over and over and over for years to main event like your big shows. And this is why this was so refreshing, was because it was young, up and coming talent that we got to see showcased.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I felt like that was the main goal tonight, man. And just showing that like just the new talent, what's to come. And then again, I think even like from last night on SmackDown, I feel like that gave us kind of more of like this is how the promos that they cut. And I even loved how they did that on SmackDown. Nobody sounded completely different. Nothing sounded off. It seemed like even when Oba had they came around on SmackDown last night, he sounded like the ruler. Same thing
Ooh.
with Javon. Same thing with like Javon. They let him be himself. They let him just go ahead and just do what you got to do. And I love that about it. And even with Mello
Yeah,
last night too.
yeah,
The showcase, and I said, this is what we're talking about. This is what you need. And you could tell you had those younger stars out there. You had, you seen what they could do, whether it was on the mic or in the ring. And you've seen how the crowd reacted to every
oh yeah,
single one of those people.
oh yes, man.
So it was I was really happy. I was happy last night and I was happy tonight.
Yeah, I mean, and to your point, think about it. Like, I mean, if you were new, if you don't really watch wrestling, if you don't watch WWE and you just say, I'm watching this because this is John Cena's last match and he's one of my favorite actors. He was, what's his name? In the Captain
And
America, like I can't think of his
oh,
name, the character he plays.
uh, um, Peacemaker, Peacemaker.
Peacemaker. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
Peacemaker. I'm getting old, so forgive me, y'all. But yeah, Peacemaker. That's why I love John Cena, because that's what I know him as. But I hear he was a wrestler, a famous wrestler, and you just turned on the television tonight. Could you have told the difference that Obafemi is not on the main roster? Javon Evans is not on the main roster. Joe Hendry's not on the main roster.
Saul
Sol
Ruka.
Ruka is not on the main roster. Like, you would have thought, man, this is really good. These are really good wrestlers. This is a really good show. These are people that are in development, people, and you could not tell. Like, that's how great it was. You would think, I like this Obafemi guy. He's really good, or he's really cool, or I like Soul Ruka. Look at it, look at the acrobatics, like, it's insane. Look at Javon Evans. This man is living above the air. It's just, yeah, it was sick. And that's why I said, like, WWE really is in a good shape, is in a good place, that if they can just continue to do stuff like this.
Yeah. Yeah, man. They gotta keep heading out there. And I think it's to the point now they know they have to.
Yep.
I think they really know they have to,
Yep.
especially with everything we've been seeing with this whole year with AEW and how everything's been going with them. And it seemed like this particular week they focused on themselves. They completely focused on themselves this week and they said, all right, to hell with the competing. Let's just give quality. And I think they did that tonight. I think they really did.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about this last match, man. Let's go ahead and talk about it, man. I ain't even gonna care. This one. Ah, it's crazy, man. Because few things, man. I think really how a lot of us feel. This is the last one, but this how I'm feeling about this. I just Oh, now you don't wanna. Okay.
Damn, damn, damn.
Yeah, man. Look, I ain't gonna
Good
lie.
guys. I'm telling you.
I ain't gonna lie, man. This one was it was a lot with this whole match, man. From him coming out. First of all, when he came out, I was like, oh my God. I still got chills now talking about it, man. The the rock chills. And you know what? We gotta do it for the never seen 17, man. Go ahead, Dwayne. You got it. You got it, bro. I just thought about how poetic that was. Wait, we talking about The Rock. The Rock chills in a moment for Cena. Insane. Insane. Yeah, yeah. I feel you. I feel you, AZ. Look, we gonna talk about that in a minute. Okay. Trust and believe. I'ma have my opinion about the ending. Okay. But let's talk about how the entrance went, how it came out. All right. It was just it felt right. Okay. The pop, the crowd literally was saying this man's song word for word. Okay. Come on. Look, don't don't make me hit the clip. I'll get the
Yeah.
clip.
Hit it again.
He done did it. That's
We-
it. Since you said something about the wrist slap, now rock.
You get the whole clip.
The whole clip. The whole clip. Man,
Diabolical.
I really enjoyed the entrance. First of all, the people that were there, when he was dapping everybody up, I said, "Oh my God, this was Sami Zayn. We know what happened with that when he debuted Sami Zayn on the U.S. Open Challenge. Kevin Owens, a man that beat John Cena, Trish Stratus. You remember what was so special about him and Trish Stratus? He brought Trish Stratus back for a match after she retired the first time. Rob Van Dam. What was special about that? Their match at One Night Stand. Mark Henry. What was special about that? Come on. The promo of the year from Mark Henry when he turned on John Cena. So many memories in that moment with all the people that he dapped up there. I said, man, come on. Every single memory. I said, man, come on. You couldn't tell. Now, if we could have had just a couple more people, first of all, then Kurt Angle,
Yes, sir.
the
Saying
man that
Kurt.
was there when he debuted on his very first match.
What did he say? What was the question? And what do you bring to the table?
Ruthless
Ruthless
aggression.
aggression.
Come on. I said, man, this was so poetic, and the crowd popped for every single person because you knew every person that sat there had a moment, and every
100
moment that
ass.
John
100.
was there was a special one. I man, yeah, yeah, I feel you, Az. I feel you on that one, man. Ain't gonna feel the same. Ain't gonna feel the same, man. You know what? Since Az, you've been so active. I gotta give you my girl Florida for this one.
Damn, damn, damn!
That one's for you. That one's for you, man. Because I know how you feel about this with Cena. I ain't gonna lie, bro. This is kind of making me tear up. I was even watching the match, and I said that whole match, I had goosebumps. And look, Harper Brothers, I told you, man. Look, with me with Cena, it's a little different. It's a little special. I got the love. I love Cena. At the same time, I used to hate Cena sometimes. I was like, yo, what the hell is going on? I met him at 10. Met him at 10 years old. Met the man at 10 years old, man. Then when I get back into wrestling 2015, you go crazy with that US title run. I don't give a damn what nobody's saying. They say you couldn't wrestle. I told everybody that man is pulling out every single move and showing y'all. You can't say it's the five moves of doom when he's out here sitting there giving you extra and switching it up. Then he's out here going toe to toe with AJ Styles, Royal Rumble. Men didn't even leave the damn ring that whole match. Come on. To be honest though, I really wanted to see. I wanted to see Edge being there. Even if he couldn't be there for that match, I would have been okay with him just being like there because you know the crowd would have went crazy for that one.
On this day.
I can see me. But I said, man, this was a really like I love the match that was going on at first. I still love the whole match. It was just till the end. Till the end, man. Like I said, I met Cena at 10. My 30th birthday, the man turns heel. There was a lot for me in this year. I felt like Cena. I feel you, bro. But this one, I wasn't. I hated. I didn't want to see my man John tap. I didn't. I didn't. And this is something we've been talking about for the last couple of weeks with these Gunther matches with some of these people. He been tapping out. You tapped out Javon. You tapped out Mello. That pissed me off. Again, I let you slide with Javon, but it pissed me off when you did it to Mello. And Melo had that momentum going already. Granted, it's still there. I think he's about to get that U.S. title soon. So I ain't going to say too much about that. I'm going to let that cook. But to see the man that never gives up tap and give up, I did not like that. I didn't, man. I didn't. That was the thing I said. No, 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 no. Florida.
Damn, damn, damn!
I couldn't do it, man. That was the one that pissed me off. And I've been saying, you could have just let John pass out. Why are we making people tap? Let him pass out. The man that never gives up didn't give up on his last match. That's what it should have been. Even if he lost, you could have just had him pass out. But no, you have him tap out. The man that never gives up gave up on the. What kind of message are we sending to the kids? Oh, well, when the going gets tough, when it's your last shot, give it up. That's what I got. Florida.
Damn, damn, damn!
Then to make matters worse, and Harper, I promise I'm gonna let you listen.
Do you think?
then to make matters worse, even after the match was over, the crowd was pissed. Can't BS. I said, yeah, I feel you. I felt that. It was some BS. Then you're gonna have CM Punk and Cody come out. You're gonna have everybody come out. Then Triple H. Oh, you was bold, boy. You was bold. Old man for coming out there. You knew what time it was. They booed the hell out of you. It was so bad. It made me think of a time back in 2018. When I went to New Orleans, okay? One guy, NXT crowd, J Movie Man, I need to ask you about this man, and I don't know where he's at. I haven't seen him in some years. We used to call him Crazy Kyle. Every day, ever since this one day, seen this man. Now, if you want to talk about somebody that hated somebody, look, my man Crazy Kyle hated Marcel Bartel. If you don't know who Marcel Bartel is, that is Ludwig Kaiser. Now, that being said, that same amount of hate that Crazy Kyle had for Marcel Bartel was the same amount of hate that crowd had for Triple H. Here's the example, people.
You suck! You suck! You suck! You suck! You suck! You suck! Marcel Bartel! You suck!
Yeah. Imagine. And you see how Crazy Kyle walked. He walked in. Check it out. Look, he walked in. Immediately saying, you suck. He walked in saying, come on.
You suck! 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 Marcel Bartel! You suck!
Walked in with the hate.
I was tripping off the little black kid that was standing right beside him the way he was looking at him.
Yeah. Wild times. Wild times. This is how the crowd felt about Triple H. I'm telling you, this is how they felt about Triple H. And I was saying the same thing. I said, man, you had it good till you did this. Till you did this. Now, if this was something that John Cena wanted, I have to respect it. That's part of the hustle and the loyalty, huh? But I guess my main thing about this whole thing, man, if this is what Cena wanted, I guess so. But Cena, come on, man. I can't see. I can't see Cena wanted this to be the end for him. And you know, I respect it. You know, John smiled at the end. He was happy. He was a man that was happy about it all. I said, okay. You know, they gave the video package. I ain't gonna lie, made me tear up. Again, thinking about the memories, all the memories. And I just said to myself, man, even again, if he just passed out, it wouldn't have felt that way. But you didn't let him pass out. You made him tap out. And that was the problem for me. Heartbreak Prince, what are your thoughts, man? What you think?
You know, this is interesting, like situation here. You know, I hear what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I see, you know, how the crowd feels. I can understand their frustration with everything. I even see your point about him just not quitting it and passing out because initially that's what I thought was going to happen, how the match was going to end. I knew John Cena was not going to end with a victory. It was going to be an L. And I just figured it would be he would fight to the end to the point that he passed out, where he never quit. He passed out. But I'm gonna have an opinion on this that's probably not going to be popular. It's probably not going to be it's probably not a good time. Maybe I don't know. It's since it's so fresh with with what happened to think about it in this way. But how I see it and how I saw it was John Cena being exactly who and what John Cena, is and was to the business. A person that talked about leaving the business better than how he found it. When we talk about him tapping out, the way I looked at it is, he tapped out. It's the end of his career. He's giving up on wrestling. He's done. This is his last match, and this is him quitting wrestling. And so, I thought it was the story that was being told, the struggle, the fight, how it was a grind, from think about the beginning of his career to, the heights that he reached. So you think about the match in between where he was delivering the AAs and he's on top and he's, kind of getting his offense in, the super AA off the second rope. Like all of this to me was telling the story of John Cena's career. Gunther, this, the WWE, this big brand that's bigger than just about any individual that's ever stepped foot into, the business. And, John Cena, going against this Titan and having to find his way to the point where, he was almost released and let go. And if it wasn't for some gimmick job that he was doing, on a tour bus or on a bus where Stephanie heard him rapping, we would not have ever probably known John Cena to be what he is. And so you think about the comeback in between that, and then you think about, all the way down to the end, how many times he was in the chokehold with Gunther, and then he kept fighting, and he'll fight back, and then he's in the chokehold again. To me, that is synonymous with kind of his career of what he had on the wrestling business for a while. When wrestling was not as popular as it was during the Attitude Era, John Cena had a chokehold on WWE and wrestling and carried it on his back for forever. And just like he carried Gunther on his back multiple times, in this match while being choked out. And he just kept fighting, and that's what he was doing the entire time. He was champion. He was fighting to keep wrestling alive, fighting to keep entertaining people, fighting to keep people believing in the business and keeping people's dreams alive. You think about when, many times he probably wanted to give up, but on that third time the ref picked the arm up and dropped it, what did he do? He gave this. The crowd went wild because he was still there, and just like he has been to people around the world, who have gone through hard times, who use wrestling as their escape. He was always there. And so, like, this is how I am viewing this match and the story that it's telling. And this is what it's telling me and doing for me. Now, I don't know if everybody else is seeing it that way, but that's how I was kind of interpreting the story. And I thought that they told it very well. I thought that they did a great job. And then the way that it ended with John Cena putting over the young talent, saying, hey, the baton is being passed to you. I quit. I'm done. Like this body can go no further in this sport, in this business. This is it. I don't look at John Cena as a person that gave up. I don't look at John Cena as a quitter. Even though he tapped out in this match, I thought this is the way you go out. Like this is poetic. And because essentially he's quitting wrestling, and so everything was done. And you could see it on his face when he was starting to tap the emotion, because he knows that's it. This is the last thing. It kind of reminded me of Ric Flair when he was getting to get that sweet chin music. And before the kick is even delivered, he knows this is it. This is the swan song. It's done. And so that's just how I'm viewing it. And I know it may not be the popular way to look at it because people wanted to see John Cena win, but what would that have done for the business? The business goes on. WWE carries on with now that John Cena's done. Come Monday, it's Monday Night Raw. Come Friday, it's Friday Night SmackDown. Come January, it's the Royal Rumble. It like the business goes on. It's a machine that it's too big for any one person. John Cena was probably the closest person to conquering what this business is or was since a Stone Cold, since a Rock. Like, there are a few wrestlers that really can put a chokehold on the WWE. It's just the nature of the beast, and John Cena is one of those legendary figures in the realms of like I said, Stone Cold, a Rock, a Shawn Michaels, that could put a chokehold on the WWE. And I'm just grateful and thankful that we all got to witness it. I thought that Gunther and John Cena told a beautiful story. I thought that it ended the right way, in the sense that he didn't try to do like a Bret Hart where I'm not losing. On my last match in the WWE, he put over the next, the young talent, and the business moves forward. And this is great for Gunther, because now Gunther can use this. He's beaten Goldberg and retired him. Now he's beaten John Cena and has retired him. And I would be surprised if this wasn't a John Cena's call. Like, knowing how he likes to tell stories and how he likes to perform in the ring. And something else I enjoyed, seeing John Cena do all the talking that he does during fights. I'm like, you can literally see him calling out the daggone moves and what's going to happen next, because that's always been John Cena. He talks the whole time he's in the ring. Hey, this is going to be the reverse. This is going to be hey, prepare for this. Like he's just constantly talking the entire time in the match. But that's just how I view it. But listen, I'm not deaf. I don't want to appear deaf to the feelings of people who are hurt by the fact that this is how it ended for him. I just see it in a different light. I just thought it told a perfect story of like John Cena's career, and just kind of like, I looked at Gunther as the WWE and him as Cena, like how he fought the entire time to be what he became. And that's one of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest, depending on what era of wrestling you watched, and how you interpret it.
Yeah,
my go to still Shawn Michaels. Many others will say Ric Flair. Some will say John Cena. Some will say The Rock. Some will say Stone Cold.
some will say Adam Cole.
Baby, but that's the beauty of wrestling. Like, it's just kind of how it is. But I really did think it was a beautiful story that was told, and I appreciate it, and I thought they did a great job, and I'm glad that Cena got to have this type of year, because it's unprecedented, really, in my opinion, in my mind. I can't think of another time a wrestler was celebrated this way throughout a whole entire year, that everything seemed to be kind of dedicated to him and centered around him. And then for this, even down to the last at the end when they had the package for him. I don't remember them doing that for like an Undertaker. I don't remember them doing that for Stone Cold. I don't remember them doing that for The Rock. I don't remember them doing that for Shawn Michaels. I don't remember them doing that for hardly any wrestler. It just shows you the respect that John Cena has garnered during his 25 years in the business. That they gave this man that type of time. And hell, I think the show was supposed to end at 10 and then end to 10:20. So I'm sure WWE
Yeah.
said, we'll pay the fines. So, like it was just crazy. And I love how he kind of exited, left the sneakers, the shoes, the wristbands. The hilarious part, and the most diabolical, devilish part about it all was I heard somebody in the crowd say, "Leave the jorts." I said, "Hey, come on, man. Where does it stop? This man ain't gave you everything, and now you want the jorts
He
too?
said, "Leave the jorts.
Leave the jorts." I heard him. He
Oh
wanted my
my
man to leave the jorts, and
God.
the dad gonna sit out the ring. That's hilarious. Yeah.
Oh man. Hey, that wouldn't be. I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad about that.
I wouldn't be mad at that because
I would
at
not.
this point, you're kind of building Gunther to be that, like that person that's like, hey, if you want, and that's why for years we talked about Gunther and how much we love Gunther. And that's why to me he was the perfect person to be in this situation. Like when they had this whole thing and Gunther returned for it, the whole your time is up, whatever tournament. I'm like, Gunther, this guy has to be Gunther. He already has it with Goldberg and now with John Cena. And I'm sure John Cena probably wanted it to be this way. Because Gunther is just that dude. And he's believable. He's the type of person that, because remember, I was talking with you, Ian. I said the only problem with having anybody else is the fact that if they beat John Cena, they will be hated for the rest of their time in wrestling. The only person that can really shoulder that is Gunther. Like he can be hated because he's already hated, and so it's not going to change anything. It's who he is already. So but if you gave a Carmelo Hayes this Carmelo Hayes this opportunity, that would probably ruin him. It would be like Roman Reigns beating the Undertaker.
The Undertaker. Oh,
like the crowd,
Jesus.
They did not like that at all. I mean, like you talk about hate, that man had to reinvent himself after he came out and told everybody what his real name was and that he had leukemia. It took all of that for the fans to finally ever give this man another opportunity to be liked and to become what he has become in the business. So that I didn't want to see that for anybody else, like to be in that position, because it's his last match and he's going to do what's best for business because it's John freaking Cena. He's always been that way, and that's why he's going to be an ambassador to WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I know it's long-winded, but that's just my thoughts and opinions about it and how I feel.
Nah, you good. I think you had a lot of great insight. I think that definitely, like when you broke it down that way, it made me think, okay. I was like, I see what you're talking about. I get it 100%. Because when you talk about how they really kind of told that story throughout his career, I was like, damn, that is true. Like they did that. And honestly, yeah, I agree. I agree. I think, yeah,
And carried.
I think,
I'm sorry.
what'd you say? No, you good.
No, I was gonna say this man carried WWE through a time where there was no more Rock, there was no more Stone Cold, there was no real
Just
big
him.
names doing anything. It was just him. Like I'm still amazed that WWE is still around. I stopped watching when The Rock started making The Mummy or whatever it was, Scorpion King.
Scorpion King, yeah.
Once The Rock started making movies, I stopped watching WWE. So I missed the bulk of John Cena's career. I didn't pick WWE up again until 2014, August timeframe, maybe October timeframe.
Oh, wow.
2014.
Yeah.
So you're talking from 2002 to 2014, 12 years. I missed 12 years of that man's careers, his feuds, all that stuff. But to be able to turn on TV and still see a WWE product, that is because of John Cena. It's unreal. It's unreal. After the Attitude Era, I was done. Once they, that was it.
Yeah, man, it's really crazy. Like, it's really crazy thinking about it. Like, the man really had to carry that company for that long.
He did it,
and during the PG era, like that's not an easy time, especially after what they used to do before. Then you go to the PG, it's like, man, we have softened up a lot.
Oh yeah. When they went away from Attitude and the Suckets and the crazy wild things we were seeing, the women with barely any clothes on or exposing their breast on, like when they went away from that, like they lost, I'm sure, a lot of like my age viewers, like when they went to the PG era, it was like, all right, I'm out,
Yeah, just for the kids. Like, I
Yeah.
don't care about this. I don't
Yeah.
give a damn about the kids. No.
Man, that don't kid. No.
Oh man, but yeah, I think overall this was still a really great show. I think this was still a really great PLE. Definitely gave the quality that we've been asking for. We've been begging for months. So I think overall though, this was still a great show. And honestly, I ain't gonna say Triple H that you know I ain't gonna say Triple H you did well, but
I did, AZ.
he did. Yeah, he did. It's okay. It's all good. Yeah, but I ain't gonna say you did well because I'm pretty sure since Sean was there, Chef Sean definitely cooked up in that kitchen because I know he wasn't gonna let his guys look like they was some suckers out there. They were some scrubs. So again, Chef Sean, I know you did your thing up in there. Triple H, hey, I ain't gonna say nothing, but you did good. You did good. You did well.
I know the crowd was pissed at Trip because they wanted a different outcome, but
Yeah.
it's business, and Trip's gonna do what's best for business.
So about the gate and how you pay
And how you pay
and how you pay.
He's in control. But no, AZ Over has my heart too. I'm glad he was able to capture yours tonight. I got nothing but love for Oba. I'm a huge Oba Femi fan, and I'm just still over the moon that he got the opportunity to perform in front of a larger audience and hopefully capture the hearts of some new viewers and maybe some people that might say, let me tune into this NXT thing.
Yeah, because I think they definitely do for I ain't gonna say an upgrade, but I think they're definitely due for that recognition to be the third brand and no longer developmental. I think that's what you got Evolve for. That's what you got LFG for. NXT is your third brand. Sound still delivered. I'm yours.
All right, so AZ said,
Oh,
which feud do you think is better? Do you think it's better, Cena versus Rusev or Cena versus KO?
Cena versus KO.
Yep, I was gonna
Cena
say Cena
versus
versus
KO.
KO myself.
Yeah, that one was good because it was like when he came with the NXT title and everything,
Mhm.
it was just like, oh, who's this dude?
Yeah,
Come on, like that. Yeah, that whole debut throughout that time. Yeah, that was
yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
Perfect. I love that feud. I did really enjoy the Cena and Rusev
Rusev was
feud, but
good. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
but
Rusev was
one
good.
with
But
KO
I'm a
and
KO
and
person. Yeah,
Cena, yeah,
yeah.
especially
And I
like
was
that talk on the mic, like that
Yep,
that those
yep.
promos, yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, and I was happy to see KO tonight. Just being out there and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, I miss him too. He ain't been, I hope he's able to get back in the ring. I know he had neck surgery, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
KO is
that's he's special, man.
he is
Something
special,
special.
and yeah. But AZ had one other question too earlier, and I
Yeah.
meant to bring that up. And he said, "Where was Randy Orton?" And I 100% agree with AZ. Where was Orton? Because I noticed he didn't come out with with everybody that was out there at all. And I felt like he should have been in the ring with Cody Rhodes, with CM Punk, because he is Randy freaking Orton. But
Yeah.
he wasn't out there. I'm surprised.
I'm actually surprised that Batista wasn't there. Now that I'm
Batista's
thinking
another
about
one.
it,
Yeah,
that's
because
another one
and
yeah.
I thought The Rock would be there, but The Rock did like a virtual shout out, so that was good to see. But yeah, Batista was I don't understand if people were busy and have other things, but yeah, it was
It's
surprising
one
though that
night.
Randy Orton,
It's like
yeah,
one night.
that
Come on,
Randy Orton
y'all.
was there, and it's this last one, yeah. Now he could have been in the
Yeah.
back, whatever. I don't know if he might have been
No,
like
I
in the
think
demo.
I think he's like he was somewhere because I seen a video of him when like people were like going up to him and doing he was
Yeah,
like, yeah, I guess I'm John Cena today. And I seen him, it was like him and Omos was like behind him. So I think they was definitely somewhere else. I don't know specifically where, but I know they wasn't in DC. Because I think he said I remember him saying something about like, yeah, I'm not there. I'm supposed to have a no, he was trolling. He was like, I'm supposed to have a match tonight, I guess. So yeah, like yeah. So It sucked he wasn't there neither, but and that's another one I would have been like, yo, y'all gotta make like I just felt like some of his most known rivalries, like the ones that you knew should have been there. Granted, they gave honorable mentions even to when they shouted out Taz. I said, "Oh, huh, really?" I said, "Okay." Shouted out JR. I was like,
Yeah.
"That's crazy."
Miss JR on commentary too.
Yeah, yeah. Then who else? They
We
shouted out
saw Vince
someone else in
McMahon.
that.
Vince McMahon was in his
Yeah,
package. They put Vince in there, which was,
yeah.
because yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty shocking. I didn't expect it, but I was like, nah, maybe they will. I was like, he did do a lot for John, so it was
Yeah.
like, yeah, he definitely got to. Yeah, but I think overall, great show. You just gotta follow it up now. You gotta
Yeah.
follow up with this. And don't tell us it's gonna be epic, because I ain't gonna lie. The most epic show you had was last night on SmackDown. So epic. That was epic. Okay. But as always, please make sure y'all follow all of our social medias. I tell y'all this all the time. You already know what it is. Facebook, we on that. X, we on that. Instagram, we're on that. TikTok, we're on that as well. Hey, we appreciate all the love and support y'all been giving, man. Look, y'all been going crazy, liking up those shorts, liking up the posts on TikTok. I appreciate that as always. And also, we're sitting at 223 or maybe 224 subscribers right now. So hey, just keep liking it up, keep subscribing, keep sharing, and let people know what you're listening to because you know that we're gonna keep giving you that content the exclusive way. Yeah, come
Yeah.
on, man. You already know what it is.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you all so much for your love, your support, rocking with the Exclusive Nights podcast, for sending your comments, just, being part of our show, and just, just the love and support that we've been getting. We can't say it enough. We appreciate it. And yeah, we're eternally grateful, especially for this to be a solid year of us doing this.
Yeah.
Um yeah, it's going well. So we appreciate everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, appreciate every single one of y'all, whether you guys watch our shorts and you hit subscribe or you tune into one of our lives and you come in and you subscribe from there. We appreciate all of them. And make sure y'all turn on those notifications too, man. Because look,
Hit
the
that
more
noti
y'all
bell,
know,
they say.
come on now, hit that bell. Because the more y'all know that we're going live, the more y'all can sit there and comment. And we'll sit there and conversate and talk with y'all. Look, you see how much we got my man AZ up on there. You see how we have my man BJ. That could be you.
Zach,
Zach, y'all know how we do this. Zach, he the first one up
he's tried and true, man, every time.
every time. Consistent. And that man don't never miss a live. So, hey, look, we appreciate
He
all the
might
love
be
and
Bret
support.
Hart. He might be the best there is, the best there was, and the best
And
there
the
ever
best
will
that ever
be.
will be.
He is the excellence of execution.
Yeah, man. Look, Zach, we always know every time gives us the national holiday. Oh man. Hey, appreciate that, AZ. Definitely appreciate that, man, for sure. Definitely, man. Appreciate
Thanks,
that.
AJ. We appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. Oh man, but as always, I'm your humble host, your man, your myth, your legend, Eric Knight, and we had the one man and the only man that can check into the Heartbreak Hotel, and that's the Heartbreak Prince himself. Because we are the exclusive nights, and we always ensure that we are the best there
Best
is,
there is,
the
the
best there
best there
was,
was,
and the
and the
best it
best
ever
there ever
will
will
be.
be.
And to ensure that your nights will
They'll
never
never
be
be
the
the
same.
same.
Y'all be good.